Good evening, and thanks for joining me. Well, before I get started on my normal screed, I want to mention I tried to put some of that artwork on the end of my video last night. That didn't work out so good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I've got maybe a half a dozen pieces of artwork, and then I'll go ahead and just videotape them at home, and then I'll sit down instead of doing a walk and talk. If I've got anything to say, I'll go ahead and just say it right then in the house. And that'll be seamless and blended all together. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Today, what's going on in the news today? Well, the Trumpster went to the National Association of Black Journalists, I think it is. He went there and he was invited there. And there was a panel of 3 black ladies, journalists. One of them was Harrison Faulkner from Fox Corporation. And so I don't know what the lady's name was that was the first one to question him, but she was basically sitting right next to him. And she just read off a bunch of things that he had said that were like inflammatory, derogatory, whatever. And he got all hot under the collar about it and said, "Oh, you're insulting me, and how rude of you. And oh, by the way, I was told Kamala Harris was going to be here. She didn't show up, and you guys were 35 minutes late." Just whined and cried. Then he went on to his usual, not really answering the questions. Basically just same old, we're being invaded. And the Democrats pulled a switcheroo on me with Biden. We thought we were going to face Biden, and now we got to go against Harris, and it's just so unfair. And every time he talks about the illegal immigrants, it's so funny, the number goes up dramatically, how many there are. Originally, when he first started talking about this in this campaign, it was 15 million illegal immigrants in the United States. Then a couple of days ago, I see him on some rally or something like that. It's just 20 million. So on this interview today, I swear he said it's either 50 or 70 million. I'd have to go back and look at the video. I'm pretty sure, because he wouldn't have said 5 or 7 million. I'm pretty sure he said either 50 or 70 million. And I'm thinking, okay, there's 330 million people in the United States, right? And the illegal immigrants would not be counted in that census. They'd be standalone. So let's say it was 70 million. Okay, 70 million is about, that would be about 4.5 out of every 10 people in the United States. 4.5? No, wait a minute. That's not right. That would be, I'm trying to think, okay, I figured the math out on this, and now I've forgotten what it is, but 70 goes into 330. Well, let's see, 4 times 7 is 28, 5 times 7 is 35. And there's 330 million people, so it's less than 5, so it's 4.5. So that means there would be 4.5. Oh well, I guess I'll have to get the calculator and figure out. But I think it turns out to about 1 out of every 4 people or 5 people would be an illegal immigrant in the United States. So on the 405 freeway, when you're on the 405 freeway, about every 5th person in a car is an illegal immigrant. When you go in the store, about 1 out of 5. Really? Seriously. I don't know where 70 million people, I guess that includes their kids. I don't know where they're going to school. I don't know how they're getting around. But boy, they must be contributing a lot to our economy if there's 70 million people. Unless they're draining our economy. He keeps saying that these people are taking jobs that belong to black people. And these 3 ladies that are interviewing him, these Read journalists, they're all black. I don't know how many illegal immigrant journalists are there that have good jobs like that. No, the jobs that they have are mowing lawns, picking up trash, working in fast food restaurants, because their education level is lower. Most of them don't have like a high school education, I'm guessing. So they're not gonna be taking more skilled jobs, and there's not anywhere near that many of people who are in this country illegally. And by the way, a bunch of those people that cross the border, they are turned around, sent back to wherever it is they came from. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's actually pretty high. So I just thought, the number keeps going up. This is what he does. Except when it's not to his advantage, like when he has to pay property tax, and all of a sudden the property's not worth as much, but when he wants to sell it, then it's worth a lot more. Typical scam artist. So that's what the Donald was doing today, and that's going to be what's hot on the news. And then he questioned. He said, "I can't. What is Kamala Harris? Is she Indian or is she black? Somebody should look into this." That's what he always says. Somebody should look into this. Like with Obama with his birth certificate. Remember when he said, "We've got some people in Hawaii looking into this, and it's unbelievable what they're finding." Okay. Yeah, I imagine it is not believable what they're finding. About that, you did not lie. Of course, you wanted it the opposite. But, so that's the scam that he's pulling now. He's questioning her race and her citizenship. I don't know where she was born. I'm guessing she's a United States citizen. If she's not, this is the first I've heard of it. So, that's typical Trump, though. But it's good, though, that she has this time now to start kind of seeing what the attack is going to be. She probably won't really respond to him much other than at a rally. She's already challenged him to a debate. She said the other day, why don't you say these things to my face? Instead of hiding behind a TV camera, hiding on Truth Social, meet me face to face and say these things to me. We'll see how that goes. And I think she would kill him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would. She's gotten better, and I think going on the stump is probably going to help her. But she does need to hold some press conferences. She has not held a press conference yet. Maybe she'll do that when she, announces her VP candidate. Hopefully that'll happen, because she needs to have her feet held to the fire. And I think she ought to go on Fox. Absolutely. Go right on Sean Hannity. Heck yeah, man. No doubt about it. Go in there. Guns blazing. So, I think that's about it on the political scene. Worked in the yard again today. Still working on that project of clearing that brush. That fire is pretty much over with. So I'm not worried about it coming over and catching the property on fire. But this area that I'm clearing, it's got to be a half an acre, and I'm just doing it by hand. I do have a electric powered chainsaw, but the stuff is pretty thick in there. It's up and down a hill. It's not real steep, but it's enough, and you just got to walk real gingerly. There's so much stuff to trip over. So that's what I did today. Had a little trouble with my chainsaw. The chain kept popping off the bar. So I took a break and I went on YouTube, and doggone it, YouTube is so amazing. I got some good advice on YouTube, made some adjustments on the chainsaw, took it back out there, and it worked perfect. So tomorrow I got a trailer full of cuttings. So in the morning I'll go out to the dump and dump that. And then I don't know if I'm going to go back over there and start cutting some more. I'm about half finished with the cutting part. It's probably going to take me at least another week to clean up the rest of it. So fortunately, the weather's a little bit cooler, and I really need to get out there earlier than I have. I've been getting out there like at 9 o'clock, which is really kind of late, but I've kind of gotten lazy in my old age. So that's what I'm doing with that. And I think that's probably about it for tonight. I can't think of anything else on the political scene. I'm trying to think. I did watch some of it today, but not my usual dose. So maybe tomorrow night there'll be more to report. So until then, let's see, what are we? We are 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes in. Okay? So thanks again for watching, and I will check back with you mañana. Good night.